So I'm a Te Tiriti facilitator, and we've been inundated with lots of people in migrant communities taking the initiative for their own education. They're saying, can you please come in to Invercargill, to Waikato, to all of these different places, and can you please tell us about what Te Tiriti means, what our place is here, so that we can have an informed conversation and be part of, I guess, the debate that we're having nationally.
Mana Moana, who is this group and why did you end up going to Tūranga Waiwai and Waitangi?
Mana Moana is part of Leadership New Zealand, so we're the Pacific program that's run by Dr. Carlo Mila, and I was a facilitator on Mana Moana as well. It's the right thing to do, we heard the call of our whanaunga, we're from the Moana. You fellas originally came from the Moana, so we came along. So just to show solidarity.
And what do you hear from your communities?
It's mixed, to be honest. There are those sitting on the fence, and there are those who are on the other side of the fence. And I believe there are not enough that would have gone on the hikoi with us up to Tūranga Waiwai and also to Waitangi. We should be bigger and more. And I don't want to be a bystander. I want to be on the right side of history with our whanaunga,
So, Kirsty, how do you land those messages with people who are feeling threatened or worried?
Te Tiriti is our first immigration document. It's the foundation of this country, and as with any contract that you sign, you should know what your obligations and duties are, what your rights and responsibilities are, and what the terms and conditions are. And so it is our responsibility to understand what that agreement is, and it is because of it that we are here.
So there's people out there that feel that Māori have preferential treatment or going to take something away from them. So what do you say to them?
A lot of the migrants who have come here in Aotearoa have come because of similar histories of colonisation and imperialism. A lot are also Indigenous peoples who have been dispossessed or forced out from their lands. And so I think there is an inherent understanding there of what is right.
A lot of our most recent Pacifica migrants come here without any understanding of the background. They don't know the history of what Māori went through. Often they hear the negative stuff. To be honest, they hear all the stuff about Māori, all the stereotypes we all know. It's similar to Pacifica. But for me, the relationship between Tangata Moana and Tangata Whenua predates the treaty. We have a very strong connection that goes back centuries, and our bloodlines are all kind of combining now. It's a no-brainer for me. I'm going to side with my whanaunga, in the hour of need, just like Māori sided with us during the Dawn Raids. I'm a child of the Dawn Raids, product of the Dawn Raids.
Do you see any generational differences in terms of concerns?
Yep, the young ones, they're awesome. They're the ones that are out on the streets. My generation and older tend to be more conservative. I'm probably, if I'm honest, I started off conservative, the usual Pacific background, church, sort of more centre-right leaning, very conservative background.
There's been a push for a debate around Te Tiriti, around the principles. How prepared do you think the communities that you're connected with are in terms of a debate?
Not very well connected at all. Our information about the treaty comes often directly translated from quite conservative news media. And so knowing with our education system, I think we have a population who are ignorant by design.
So hard to have a debate.
It is hard to have debate because, New Zealand history has only been mandated to be taught in schools since last year. And so we have a whole generations of people who don't understand, I think, the rightful history of this country and therefore are not, unfortunately, well equipped to have a coherent debate.
How does the empowering of Māori or tangata whenua impact on other communities?
I always say if you get it right for Māori, you get it right for our people, because we're on the margins. In fact, we're on the margins of the margins. When Māori got the commissioning funding for whānau ora, Pacific won too, because they formed a whole Pacific Commissioning Agency just for whanau Pacifica Futures. So when Māori win, we win.
What are you hearing in the different communities that you're attached to? Is everyone on the same wavelength or what?
Well, the migrant Asian community is massive, and therefore you've got lots of different class levels or experiences. To homogenise a really big, diverse set of people serves a purpose. And I think by condensing all of these different people together in the term Asian, that is a political category. It is a name that has been given to us to categorise us as other.
Same thing for Pacifica people. We're looking to better ourselves. We're not just one. There's no such thing as a Pacific Island. You've got Niue, Cook Islands, Tonga, Samoa, and then you've got the American territories up further north, which often don't get counted here, Guam, Palau, and then Melanesia gets totally forgotten. We tend to dominate. The Tongans, Samoans, Niueans, Cook Islanders tend to be the face of the Pacific.
What's the key message that you want to land with New Zealanders who might be feeling worried or concerned, or might be sitting on the fence, not quite sure which way to go here in terms of this treaty discussion?
Te Tiriti is something that is beautiful and hopeful and aspirational. It is nothing to be fearful of. Actually, it gives us the rights to be here.
I think the whānau need to learn about the history of Aotearoa, and that Te Tiriti is not just a piece of paper, but it's a covenant between the Crown and Māori. The problem is a lot of our Pacifica people don't know where they fit. I have a role to support Māori, because who would like to lose their own whare and then get some strangers come in here and tell you what to do? That's basically what's happened.